We are going to continue with the linear inequalities in quadratic equation topic. And here there are some tables, intervals, inequalities, and graphs here. Last year we learned the interval and inequality and graph, how to notate them. Only we didn't learn the interval part. Now we are adding to this one. We learn inequality and graph part. If x is less than a, it should be open, and less than numbers a, it's on the left side. Or if it is less or equal to, you need to add the a here. And I said for this term open circle, for this one closed circle. In the same way, when you want to notate when you want to notate this one as an interval, numbers smaller than a, this may go to till infinity. So from a to infinity, the numbers it means, and interval notation, it's going to be like this. And here I need to mention this one. Infinity is always open going to be. And when it is open, when it is less or equal to, less than or greater than sign, you are using open parentheses for that one. If it is less or equal to, you are using closed parentheses for that one. Less or equal to means closed parenthesis. When it is greater than, open parenthesis, it is going to be. And infinity is always open. You need to understand that one. Infinity is always open. Here when you see infinity, as you see, it's both open here, and all of them, 1, 2, 3 that are here, 4 actually, all of them, they are open. And here when we are defining the term between two numbers, like a is less than x less than b, it means that both sides are open, it's going to be. And as you see here also on the graph, both side numbers between a and b, and here the values are going to be, and this represents as an interval a open, b open. And of course it's obvious that a is less than b. And the last one here, because the others they are going to be the same, I'm not going to repeat them. Both closed case here. Both closed case means a and b closed circle. It's going to be, which means a and b included in the solution. I forgot to tell that one. When it is open, it means that a and b is not included here. A is included, a is not included. It's going to be. Now I'm going to solve this inequality forms. I'm going to solve these inequality forms by using interval notation, and I'm going to show on the graph. Here are the graphs. I'm going to simply try to explain that graphs. And the first form is 1 is less or equal to x and less than. First I'm going to try to show them with parentheses. And one side 1 and 5, it's going to be of course here because it is closed like that. And here it's going to be 1 is greater or less or equal to than x, that's why that side it's going to be closed. And 5 is less than sign we have, that's why that's going to be open. And the second one here, before the second one, I need to notate I need to draw the graph well here. Let's say this point is the midpoint and it's equal to 0. If the place of 1 is here, this is the place of 1, and this is the place of 5. If we say this is the place of 5, the form is this side is going to be closed and this side it's going to be open. I need to mention with open parentheses here, like this one here. It should be open here at 5, and the terms between 1 and 5 shows us this here. And as I told you before, one side is open because it is less or equal to sign, less than sign, and the second one is closed because there is less or equal to sign. And the second one, b, this is the first value, first question. For the second one, b, x is greater than 7. So it means that the numbers, when I choose this point is 0 and this point is 7 here, let's say, and this is going to be open firstly, and it's going to be to the positive side, positive infinity side, because numbers greater than 7, 8, 9, 10, infinity is going to be. So here this is the infinity side, and if it is 7, it means that as an interval, if I show, this is going to be 7 and infinity. And infinity is always open, it must be, you need to remember that one. And the C1 is going to be -3 and x and 4. Here if I choose the value here as 0, -3 on the left side it's going to be, and it's going to be open. And when I choose the -3 here, I need to choose the 4 a bit far from the -3 than 0. -3 to 0 must be less than 0 to 4. Then I'm going to draw the interval like this, and this is the solution of our question. And this is the interval -3 to 4. And as you understand here, both sides is open. That's why it's going to be like -3 to 4, and both sides is open, means open parentheses I need to draw. And the last one here, if it is 0, x is equal to 9. This place it's going to be less or equal to 9, means numbers less than 9, which is 8, 7, until -infinity. It continues like that. That's why if you want to notate this one, -infinity is always open, then 9 is going to be with closed parentheses. Okay, so the inequality and graph its solution. Here, if you remember, solving the inequality and solving the question has same logic. Equation has same logic. Only when we are dividing by negative number, we have to be careful about that one. So the solution for the solution to x plus 3, if it is less or equal to 5x, I need to get the 5x to the side and the -3 to the other side, and it becomes like 2x minus 5x is less or equal to -3. Then -3x is less or equal to -3 it's going to be. And if you divide by negative number, you remember that it's going to change the side of the sign. This part is important. -3 over -3 it should be. So x is greater or equal to 1 is our solution. If I draw this one as a graph from the previous page, if I copy one of the graphs here, and if I paste here, now here I'm going to show the numbers greater than 1. Here, if I say this is 0, the number 1 it's here. The numbers greater than 1 on this side it's going to be, and this side is, I know that it's plus infinity. Then the interval form it's going to be equal to 1 to infinity it's going to be. And it's not written here, graph this solution, it says only. So I'm going to do only this one, but also this is needed here. We need to know this one very well for the next questions. Okay, this should be closed parenthesis. I need to write cleanly. Okay, the next question is solve the inequality. There are two ways to solve this question. You may separate into two groups, like 2 is less or equal to 3x minus 1 and 3x minus 1 is less or equal to 8, you will say, and you can solve the question. But there is another way, like you are doing here, what you are doing as an operation. That's why I'm going to show here this one here, and here on the other side I'm going to show the other one. Like 2 is less or equal to 3x minus 1 is less or equal to 8. It's going to be. Now, in both operations, when you are solving, you need to send the -1 to the other sides. If you send to this side or if you send to this side, it's not going to change. On both sides, it's going to be plus. So 2 plus 1 is less than 3x. It's going to be. And on the other side, 3x is greater or equal to 8 plus 1. It's going to be. And my method here is to do them together, to send the -1 to the both sides as a +1 here, and the results they are going to be like 2x 2 plus 1 is less than 3x less or equal to 8 plus 1 is the solution it's going to be. Here 3 is less than 3x, 3 over 3 is less than x, it's going to be 1 is less than x is the first solution. And the second solution is 3x is less or equal to 9, x is less or equal to 9 over 3, and x is less than 3, it's going to be. And if I combine them, I will show like this. 1 is less than x, less or equal to 3 is our solution, it's going to be. Or here, if I do the same thing, this is the second way I tried to explain that one before. In second solution method, less or 2 plus 1 is 3, less than 3x, less or equal to 9. Now I need to divide all the expressions by 3, because this 3 when goes to the other side, it's going to go with division. So this is going to go to this side, and division to both sides. So 3 over 3 less or equal to x, less or equal to 9 over 3 is the solution it's going to be. And 1 is less than x, less or equal to 3 is the answer of question. If I get the again interval, because it's written there, show that one by notation. That's why, show by using the graph solution. So I'm going to do here, I'm going to get the line here again, and if I show the both of them on one graph, actually both of them they are same answer. So it's going to be 0 is going to be here, 1 it's going to be here, and 3 it's going to be here, and 3 is closed, it's going to be, and here from 1 to 3 it's going to be like this. 3 is, I made a mistake here, 1 it should be open, 3 should be closed. Okay. The next question we have here, inequality in absolute value. Absolute value, if you remember, I told you before, we have two inequality methods here. 2x minus 1, it will be less than 5, and minus 2x minus 1, it will be less than 5, because when 2x minus 1 is negative number, you should make it positive. How to make it positive? You will multiply by minus sign that one. So firstly, I need to remind you about that one. When we have absolute value, we need to think about both solutions. So 2x minus 1 will be less than 5, or 2x minus 1 will be minus 2x minus 1 will be less than 5 again. So 2x is less than 6, x is less than 6 over 2 it's going to be, and x is less than 3 it's going to be. Minus 2x plus 1 is less than 5, it's going to be. Minus 2x is less than 5 minus 1, minus 2x is equal to 4, is not equal to, less than 4, and x is less than 4 over minus 2 it's going to be, which is equal to x is less than, actually when we solve this one, when you divide by negative number, I forget to remind you about that one, you have to change the side of the sign. Last year we dealt about that one, that's why I'm not going to continue more. X is less than minus 2, it's going to be. So graph the solution, it says, when I draw the graph here, it's going to be like to this side, and because when you get the solution here from the previous page, again I'm going to get this one here, and I'm going to continue with this one. Now when we get this one here, if x is greater than, x is less than 3 is this side, this is the 3, and x is greater than minus 2, which means here it's going to be minus 2, x is greater than minus 2 shows this side, and x is less than 3 shows this side. So the result of the solution here, it's going to be both of them. I mean, where the functions are, where the solutions are intersecting, it's our going to be solution, which means minus 2 is less than, here both of them open, it's going to be minus 2 is less than x less than 3, which means minus 2 and 3 it's going to be. And this is the last part of this type of question. Solve the inequality by using the sign chart. Sign chart, we are using this form for the sign chart. Here we are trying to mention both infinity and minus infinity case, and we are finding the root here like a, then numbers are greater than the a, it becomes positive side, and less than minus side it's going to be, or with respect to equation you are deciding about the sign. So here I'm going to solve for 6 minus 2x is greater or equal to 6 minus 2x is greater or equal to 0. Then you can do 2 minus 2x is greater or equal to minus 6 it's going to be, and x is less or equal to minus 6 over minus 2 it should be. Be careful about this part here while you are passing to that step. You should change the side of the sign, and x is less or equal to 3 it's going to be. And I'm going to do table chart for this one, and this is going to be our solution set, because when this positive we are trying to understand that one. Firstly, in sign chart I'm going to define in sign chart, when I draw the sign chart, this is minus infinity side and this is plus infinity side. It's obvious that 3 it's going to be between both of them, not the mid part, but it is at the between part. Then here we are going to analyze 6 minus 2x, and with respect to that one side is going to be positive, one side is going to be negative. It's normal because we are looking for greater or equal to 0. Then which side is positive? If you give the numbers greater than 3, is it going to be positive or not? When you try, let's say 4, 6 minus 2 times 4, which is minus 8, so 6 minus 8 is equal to minus 2. So numbers, when you try the numbers greater than 3, this is going to be the expression, whole expression, it's going to be negative. That's why we are going to say that 3 to minus infinity is going to be minus side, and the other side is minus infinity to 3, it's going to be positive. If you want, you can check the numbers. Let's say if you put here 2, the result is greater than 0, it's going to be, or if you put minus 2, 6 minus minus 2, it's going to be plus 4, 6 plus 4, it's going to be equal to 6 plus 4, it's going to be greater than 6 plus 4, it's equal to 10, which is greater than 0, so it's positive. So now I found that which one is plus, which one is minus. In the chart, it's asking for the greater than 0. So greater than 0 means here also this is greater than 0. This is less than 0, by the way. Greater than means which is plus side. So it means that this is the solution interval for us, and minus infinity till 3 is also included actually. And when it is included, I need to put here one circle for this one, and 3 is closed side it's going to be, and minus infinity is open it's going to be, because minus infinity is always open going to be.